I never thought a night shift could change my life, but working at that motel on Route 66 did exactly that. The motel sat just off the highway, far from the city lights. During the day, it looked harmless. Old neon sign flickering, cracked asphalt, and rooms lined up like tired soldiers. But at night it felt wrong, too quiet, too empty. I took the night shift because it paid a little extra, and honestly, I needed the money. Midnight to 6 a.m., mostly truckers, occasional travelers, and long hours of silence. My first week was uneventful. Check-ins slowed after midnight. I'd sit behind the front desk, scrolling my phone, listening to the hum of the soda machine and the buzzing neon outside. But on my 8th night, something changed. At exactly 1:47 a.m., the phone rang. That alone was strange. Nobody ever called the front desk that late. I picked it up and said, "Front desk." There was breathing on the other end. Slow, heavy, like someone holding the phone right against their mouth. "Hello?" I said again. A man's voice finally spoke. Low, flat. "Room 208. I frowned. "What about it?" There was a pause. Then he said, "She's still inside." Before I could ask who he meant, the line went dead. I stared at the phone, my heart beat suddenly loud in my ears. I checked the register. Room 208. Vacant. It had been vacant for months. I leaned back in my chair, trying to laugh it off. Probably a prank. Route 66 had its share of weirdos. Still, something about his voice stuck with me. I decided to check the security cameras. Camera 3 showed the second floor hallway, empty. Camera 4 showed the stairwell near room 208. Nothing. I told myself to relax. Just another night. At 2:12 a.m., there was a knock at the front desk window. I jumped. A woman stood outside the glass. She looked exhausted. Long hair tangled, clothes dusty, eyes sunken like she hadn't slept in days. "I need a room," she said. I unlocked the window. "Sure, just one night?" She nodded. "As far from the highway as possible." I swallowed. That meant the backside, second floor, near room 208. I hesitated, then handed her the key. "Room 210, I said quickly. Her hand froze midair. "No," she said softly. "I need 208. A chill ran through me. "That room isn't available," I said. "Maintenance issues." She stared at me for a long moment. Then she leaned closer. "He called you, didn't he?" My mouth went dry. "Who?" I asked. Her eyes flicked toward the staircase. "The man who never leaves." I didn't sleep much after that conversation. The woman checked into room 210 without another word. I watched her climb the stairs on the camera feed, her figure disappearing down the hallway. At 3:03 a.m., the phone rang again. I already knew what room it would be. "Front desk," I answered, my voice tense. "Why did you move her?" the same man asked. I stood up so fast my chair scraped the floor. "Who is this?" I demanded. Silence. Then, "You shouldn't interfere." The call ended. I checked the cameras again. Room 210's door was open. The woman wasn't inside. Panic crept up my spine. I grabbed the master key and flashlight. I told myself I was being stupid, but my feet were already moving toward the stairs. The second floor smelled different. Old carpet, damp air, something metallic underneath it all. I walked past 206, then 207, and stopped in front of 208. The door was slightly open. My hand hovered over the knob. That's when I heard crying, soft, muffled, coming from inside. I pushed the door open. The room was dark, but the smell hit me immediately. Rot, mold, something dead. The flashlight beam swept across the room. The bed was stripped bare. The walls were scratched, deep claw marks like someone had tried to escape. And in the bathroom mirror, written in something dark and dry, were the words, "He won't let me leave." The crying stopped. Behind me, the door slammed shut. I spun around, heart racing. The room felt colder now. A man stood near the window, tall, thin. His face was wrong, features stretched, Eyes too deep, smile too wide. "You opened it," he said calmly. "Now you see her." The bathroom door creaked open. The woman stepped out. But she didn't look human anymore. Her skin was gray, her eyes hollow, her mouth opened too wide as she screamed. I bolted for the door. It wouldn't open. The man laughed softly. "Night shift always opens the door." The lights flickered. Suddenly the door flew open on its own. I didn't look back. I ran down the stairs so fast I nearly fell. I burst into the lobby, gasping, shaking. The clock read 3:17 a.m. The phone rang again. I didn't answer. I grabbed my keys, my bag, and headed for the exit. But before I could leave, the motel manager walked in. "You okay?" he asked. I stared at him like he wasn't real. "Room 208, I said. "There's something wrong with it." His expression changed, slowly. "You went in?" he asked. I nodded. He sighed deeply. "We keep it empty for a reason," he said. "Years ago, a man murdered a woman in that room, lived there for weeks with her body, killed anyone who tried to interfere." My blood ran cold. "Then he killed himself," the manager continued. "Since then, night staff never last." I quit that morning. I left town before sunset. But sometimes, late at night, my phone rings at exactly 1:47 a.m. When I answer, there's breathing, and a voice that whispers, "She's still inside."